You know, no nothing come easy. You gotta try real hard.
So paying for school is a struggle.
Just managing money is hard.
It's really hard because I don't really have much money.
Paying for school isn't really easy for me.
Time is against us all the time.
And it's kind of a damper and kind of stressful.
I will say I'm poor, and it's really hard to pay for things because you have to pay.
I'm embarrassed almost.
I was really used to spending my own money and having money to spend.
It's pretty stressful, actually. I mean, day to day, when you realize that you don't have anything to spend on, like you don't have any money.
Is it going to be worth it?
So it's all on me.
And you don't have money when you're in college just to use whenever you want. So I find that kind of hard to balance out.
You can't do as much. You don't want to spend the money if you have it. You want to save it for other important things.
Unfortunately, I will be in debt for a very, very long time, just like
that. Was some crazy expressions from these students.
Yep.
Who would have thought just $18,000 with the tuition? That's a lot of money, but I didn't know it was causing that much hardship for these students.
Yeah, even living off campus, you got a lot more responsibility handed to you. Let's find out. Let's see what living off campus is like.
You know, I might get a broken faucet inside my kitchen. I might have to, call a repairman to fix that. Or, just transportation from my apartment to campus, just to get to classes, also transportation and money-wise. I'm also buying food, me staying on campus. That plays a factor in, managing
It really did show us why living off campus, there's a lot more responsibility given to him, and his self-discipline had to be more. Also, one of the things that happened was his food. He has to budget for food now he not lives on campus.
Food is not just a concern for people living off campus. On-campus students have had issues with food too, and we'll look at some of those people living in the dorms having to deal with food swipes, and we'll see what they have to say.
It's really hard to eat healthy here, and the amount of meals you get during the week, depending on what meal plan you choose, is pretty tough if you eat a lot and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't like it, in my opinion.
The biggest one would be my meal plan that I'm on. I'm on the 14 meal plan, and I've noticed that it's just not enough. My parents really aren't wealthy enough to give me the 21 meal plan like a lot of my friends here, and sometimes I'll just go and I'll have to sit down while they're eating, or I'll have to just not go. I'll have to do something else while they go eat because I'm embarrassed almost that I have the 14 meal plan, but there's really nothing I can do about it.
I am on the 14 plus meal plan here at Ball State, and I personally find that really hard because back at home you had constant supply of food from your parents, always having food like stocked in the pantry and in the fridge. I was kind of accustomed to that, so coming to Ball State I realized, wow, I have to use this 820 and I can't really go over, or I can go over on Dining Plus, but then what if you run out of Dining Plus?
Ball State's food situation really does show you the impact that poverty has on college students.
That's not the only struggle they have. Paying for that tuition, that $18,000 is not an easy task. And students are trying to find different ways to accomplish that.
Whatever you get, just try to save it. And, I guess go down to your relatives and ask them, if you can have any type of money or anything that they can do to help you out with things and stuff like that.
I am paying for my schooling for all 4 years, and I'm using student loans and also working in the summer to pay for my schooling. Don't really get help from my parents, so it's all on me. But so paying for school is a struggle.
I didn't get any financial aid really, besides the small financial aid from Ball State, and so I had to pull together, my mom and I, and we applied for student loans, and I ended up paying for my tuition through student loans, which means unfortunately I will be in debt for a very, very long time, just like the rest of my family. And I know that's stressful for me because knowing that I'm going to have to pay that myself and not have anyone else to pay, help me pay it, it's really hard, especially going through college, having that in your back of the mind, wondering paying thousands of dollars on interest
is no easy task. But earning that degree will open a lot of doors for these students.
Yeah. 4-year span, you pay a lot of money for college. Is it really worth it?
I think it's going to be worth it because I know where I'm going and things, but for other people, you might not get that. But for me, I think college is important to make sure you go through, especially for my major, and have that educational background and that experience will boost me further and be able to pay it off sooner than if I hadn't gone to college, then gotten into a professional work field and just had to work forever.
I actually do think it's really worth it. I think I'm putting in my money now, I'm putting my time now, and in 3 years, 4 years, I'll get an education and I'll get a
Be
new
higher.
job.
You know, you really have to think about the employer looking at your resume. Oh, you know, this person went to college versus this person who didn't.
Yes, education is very beneficial. Also depends on what you're studying as well, because it is a large investment that you're putting into for your future.
Based off the students at Ball State, they really think it's worth it. But also they mention a lot of sacrifices they have to make.
You know, there are a lot of sacrifices for these students, but one sacrifice stands out among all the rest.
Yep.
And Mason Keebler tells us about that sacrifice.
A noticeable sacrifice would be the fact that all my friends are out there buying Trojan condoms, and I'm just stuck using the variety-colored ones from the health center. And walking in there is not fun. Every time I go in there, I obviously realize I'm going to have to grab condoms, whether someone's looking or not. So one time I went in there, grabbed a handful, and got a couple chuckles from some people, and that wasn't the best feeling ever. But I just can't afford the nice ones, the Magnums or the Trojan.